Well, today is my tour of the Petty Museum at 311 Branson Mill Road in Randleman, North Carolina. So when you leave this building, you come into this one. A lot of people leave without knowing that there is another section to the museum. So we'll come on in here and see what's going on inside this other building. It used to be part of the shop, and it's now part of the museum. Some of Kyle's cars, some of Kyle's memorabilia. The 43 Junior here, the Richard Petty drag raced. Some of Lee's old cars. I mean, whoever Petty fans are out there, if you want to see any type of Richard Petty memorabilia, this is the place to be. I saw the AFX racing tracks over there. You know, you see drawings, you see uniforms. You know, here's the Jimmy Hensley truck that they used to win at Martinsville. I mean, there's just everything Petty here. This is like, I mean, lack of a better word, you know, shrines. This is a shrine. And you probably need more than a day to read everything and to see everything. And Bonnie and Miss Kim up there at the front desk are just the greatest people. They're just so nice. I mean, and you almost have to not talk to them to get going to see the rest of the museum. Here's a chronological wall here from their career, the Pettys. And it's not just Richard, it's, you know, it's all the Pettys. You know, this is Adam's, I guess, wing is probably the best way to put it. This is where they do a lot of the photo shoots here. This is like their photo studio. This is the Petty Garage Parts Department. And we'll head on over to the actual garage where they do the high performance vehicles and things like that. And just imagine this is where they used to do all the race cars. And there's still some race cars back here as well. This is all the high performance stuff. And we see a red car back there. No Petty blue, but you know, it's customer preference. One of Richard's Harleys here. I would assume probably been on the Victory Junction camp ride. Final year of Richard on the track. I was fortunate to be at that 1992 race in Atlanta. As a member of the media, covering for the most part, the ARCA races, but as a member of the media, you just, you cover what you can. Like I said, was at that race. Quite an honor to be at Richard's last race and Jeff Gordon's first. Looks a little better now than it did when the car was on fire on the track. Like he said, he wanted to go out in a blaze of glory, and he just went out in a blaze. The drag car that the Petties built, Chrysler wanted them to go run in match races when they were boycotting NASCAR, and I will give it to Richard. A lot of people understand understand the unfortunate circumstances that surround that car, and Richard stopped drag racing. But I will admit, he it was a horrible thing that happened, and he handles the interview well. He says, but there's really not a day that goes by that he doesn't think of that boy. So I can't imagine, hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the family, but there's also the lingering effects of the people that were also part of it as well, that caused it. So I must say that I would say that Richard is not shying away when people ask him for an interview about it. So here's the grounds of the complex here, numbered. Pretty neat. Okay, if some people will help me distract the people in the front office, and I'll grab a few of these. Just kidding. But wow, what a collection from my childhood on up. Pretty nice bit of history here in this 1926 Model T. This car belonged to Lee Petty. He bought it because it reminded him of the car he first dated his wife Elizabeth in. It is like the first car he ever bought, that car he traded a horse for. Wow. Adam Petty's one and only Cup start, making him the first fourth generation sports star, sports participant, or however you want to say it. And we're coming into another section of autographs. There's a lot of STP stuff right here. I believe that's Joe Leonard's Indy car here. I believe that was 1970 at Indianapolis, the one of the turbine cars for Andy Granatelli. Imagine having to find a place for your 200 trophies. I just can't imagine. But, as you can see, there's also other memorabilia here as well. How do you keep track of all this? Like, for example, 1971 Greenville Pickens Speedway. Wow. Capital City 300, 1968. Sorry, I gotta get my ugly mug in there. All the history, all the memorabilia. I mean, some of these trophies are older than me. Solid tribute to Glenn Wood there, the late great Glenn Wood. We lost a couple years ago. Sorry to date this video, but it is what it is, like they say. This is a Bristol trophy, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Nope, Texas World Speedway. Okay, that's apropos since they're ripping Texas down now. Wow. That trophy's taller than me. You know, they say everything's big in Texas. Atlanta International Raceway fastest qualifier. Memory of Fireball Roberts. American Auto Racing Writers and Broadcasters Association. Now there's my love, the die cast. They better not leave these doors open. Just kidding. That's one of the Johann models. That one right here, the 64 Satellite. Oh, okay, here's Kyle's trophy. His first win. That's pretty neat. Like he said in an interview, he said, you know, he sees all these trophies that his dad wins and, you know, these pedestals, and what does he win? A plaque. But I'm sure he won't give it back, you know. But, you know, I get the point. Did our video with AJ Hendrickson and all his die cast, and I think AJ and I would love to get our hands on some of these. Wow, what a collection. And of course, you know, we saw these beer steins before. These trophies can go along well with the book that I wrote, Please Richard Petty, Tell Us How You Won 200 Races, where I chronicled all of Richard's wins, all the stats, and almost all the quotes from all of those wins. There's something that I used to collect as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people did as well. Racing pictorial placemats. And on the back is all the stats. Love these things. Of course, as a kid, I ruined them by hanging them up on the, you know, by walls and things like that. Nice replica of Wendell Scott's Chevrolet, the one he won his cup race in. Richards is not only synonymous with STP, but he's also synonymous with goodies as well, I feel. Nice collection of those year-to-year cars that they put out. And you never know who you're going to run into at the museum.
You don't.
You don't. That's Bonnie, and that is, well, who is this guy? Dale Inman, yeah. As we finish up the tour, we're heading out the door. What you'll find is you'll find two amazing ladies. You'll find Bonnie and Jean. And they're certainly part of the ambiance of the museum. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the tour of the Petty Museum here in Randleman. Thanks for tuning in.